The first half of 2026 has been pretty quiet on the historical film front, with Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man and Hamnet being the two standout releases of the year so far. But things are looking to really accelerate in the second half of 2026. And in this video, I will give you my recommendations of the top 10 historical movies releasing in June to December of this year. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel History Spark. At number 10, it is Young Washington, an upcoming historical film which focuses on the early life of George Washington, particularly exploring his experiences and command during the French and Indian War, many years before he becomes the first US president. The cast for this film includes William Franklin Miller as a young George Washington, alongside notable actors such as Mary Louise Parker, Ben Kingsley, Andy Serkis, and Kelsey Grammer in supporting roles. Young Washington will premiere at the Tribeca Festival on June 13, followed by a US-wide theatrical release on July 3rd, which coincides perfectly with the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. At number 9, it is Kokurojo, the Samurai and the Prisoner, an upcoming historical mystery thriller set to release on June 19, 2026. This movie is set in 16th century Japan, and it follows a samurai named Lord Araki Murasige, who rebels against the tyrannical and powerful samurai warlord Oda Nobunaga, and he eventually besieges him in his castle. A second plot also focuses on a series of murders that begin to take place within the castle itself, and a dangerous prisoner is tasked with finding out who is the traitor behind these killings. So if you enjoy samurai films, then you should definitely check out Kokurojo, the Samurai and the Prisoner when it hits cinemas on June 19, 2026. At number 8, it is Werewolf, an upcoming period horror film set in the 13th century in England, and this medieval film will depict to viewers a chilling tale of a mysterious creature that stalks the countryside, terrifying its villagers who are forced to face an ancient supernatural threat. Werewolf is being described as the darkest script written by director Robert Eggers, and this movie will also feature authentic period dialogue in Middle English, complete with translations and annotations as well. Also, Werewolf will feature a star-studded cast led by Aaron Taylor Johnson as the title character, alongside Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, and Ralph Ineson filling out the secondary cast for the film. So for anyone wanting an immersive and brutal examination of werewolf mythology, then be sure to check out Werewolf when it releases in theaters on December 25, 2026. At number 7, it is Lucky Strike, an upcoming World War II film scheduled for a limited theatrical release in the United States on June 26 of this year. And this war film will depict the Battle of the Bulge and how an American soldier named John Castle gets trapped behind enemy lines, and he must evade the Germans using only his instincts and a Motorola SCR-300 backpack radio. Lucky Strike will star Colin Hanks, Anjanou Ellis Taylor, and Taylor John Smith. So definitely a pretty talented cast overall. So if you do enjoy World War II movies, then be sure to check out Lucky Strike when it hits cinemas across the US on June 26, 2026. At number 6, it is Ramayana, an upcoming Bollywood historical film which will bring this epic mythological adaptation to the big screens all across the world. And this film will tell the first part of the ancient tale of a young prince named Ram and his wife Sita, who find themselves exiled, and the subsequent events that follow after Sita is kidnapped by the evil demon Ravan. This movie has some of the most talented actors and actresses in Bollywood starring in the film, with Ranbir Kapoor, Sai Pallavi, Sunny Deol, and many more featuring within the first part of Ramayana, releasing to cinemas on November 8th of this year. At number 5, it is Ilya Muromets, an upcoming Russian medieval epic which tells the legendary story of Ilya, a peasant who is miraculously healed after being unable to walk for 33 years. And using his newfound walking skills, he quickly rises up the military ranks to become a heroic warrior serving under Prince Vladimir Monomakh. Ilya Muromets will be a blend of a historical drama and mythical folklore, as the primary plot of this movie is based around a legendary figure rather than a historical one. This movie is currently in post-production, and it is set for a worldwide release on November 16, 2026, so definitely an exciting new international medieval film to look forward to. At number 4, it is the medieval movie The Death of Robin Hood, which will be starring the always awesome Hugh Jackman as an old and weary Robin Hood. But if you haven't seen the trailer yet for this film, you really should check it out, as this film does look awesome and you can really tell that it won't be your standard Robin Hood retelling. This upcoming historical film will be written and directed by Michael Sarnowski, and the cast will star Hugh Jackman and Jodie Comer in primary roles. And the secondary cast will feature some talented stars like Bill Skarsgård, Murray Bartlett, and Noah Jupe. Filming for The Death of Robin Hood concluded in Northern Ireland in March of 2025, and it has been confirmed that this movie will be released in the cinemas all across the world on June 19 of this year. At number 3, it is The Peasant, an upcoming period action thriller set in the backdrop of 1300s India. And this revenge epic will offer viewers a gripping tale of a 14th century shepherd who embarks on a vengeful quest against a band of mercenary knights who ransacked his community and ultimately changed the course of his life forever, while incorporating Arthurian elements within the film, blending medieval knights within a vibrant and almost mystical Indian backdrop. The Peasant will star Dev Patel as the central character, and A24 acquired distribution rights for this movie in a $30 million deal. The Peasant will be hitting cinemas on December 24, 2026, so definitely a great way to get into the holiday spirit. At number 2, it is The Uprising, a period drama set in England during the year 1381, throwing viewers into the heart of the English peasant revolt. The primary focus of this movie will be on a peasant farmer who becomes an unexpected leader of a fierce insurrection against the oppressive reign of the then 14-year-old King Richard II. The Uprising will star Andrew Garfield as the rebellion leader alongside Catherine Waterston, Jamie Bell, Cosmo Jarvis, and Johnny Lee Miller, filling out the rest of the primary cast. And this movie will be released in the cinemas worldwide on September 11, 2026. At number 1, it is the Odyssey, which will depict the 10-year-long return journey of Odysseus to his kingdom of Ithaca after the conclusion of the Trojan War. And on the way, Odysseus will battle against many mythical creatures, experience love and loss, and nearly die multiple times on his return journey. And the Odyssey will be one of the most expensive historical movies ever created, with a budget of over $250 million. And I bet a large chunk of that budget will be going towards the cast of this film, which will star Matt Damon, Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Anne Hathaway, John Bernthal, Charlize Theron, and many more. So the Odyssey is definitely looking like it's going to be an awesome, epic historical fantasy adventure, and it is easily one of my most anticipated films of 2026, and I can't wait to watch it in cinemas on July 17 of this year. So let me know in the comments down below if there are any other great historical movies releasing within the second half of 2026 that I may have missed out on. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with everything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel History Spark, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.